for the home team. A total of 7 changes for Phil Davis from last week's defeat to Glasgow. Josh Navidi returns from injury at open side. James Down makes just his second start of the season in the second row. And Sam Hobbs, as I mentioned, is the captain tonight in the front row. A new combination at half-back. Gareth Davis and Lewis Jones link up there. And keep an eye out for Owen Jenkins on the wing for Cardiff. Highly thought-of young player who just committed his future to the Blues. Leinster, you have to say, look stronger on the bench, like Mike McCarthy, Rhys Ruddock and Ian Madigan all ready to call on. Leinster will start as favourites, Ralph Keys, despite the fact they're away from home. But they are missing quite a few players.
Well, they are, and the Cardiff may take some comfort from that, and particularly up front, the Cardiff back row looks a better unit tonight, and that's where they'll be aiming to compete aggressively at the breakdown. And they're under some pressure here because they have the worst defensive league in the Rabo PRO12. Cardiff do, conceding 355 points and have conceded more tries than any other club, with the exception of Benetton Treviso.
Yeah, it's not a stat really you want to hang your hat on, as Jimmy Goppert gets this one underway. Referee tonight, Andrew McMenemy from Scotland, his 27th league game in charge. Touch judges Gwyn Morris and Greg Morgan from the Welsh Rugby Union, and Paul Adams is our TMO as the pressure in that Cardiff 22. And the first carry there, the big lock, Philo Paulo for Cardiff. Davis tries to ship it on as far as Robin Copeland. Look at that. He's had a brilliant season, Robin Copeland, signing for Munster in the summer, and someone that Anthony Foley, I'm sure, will really enjoy working with.
Yes.
At the back there with Lewis Jones, who's taking his time, the young scrum half, looks for Davis. In behind to Fua. Well, a little step from the centre, nice one as well. The pink boots. Things played just outside that 22. There for Fish. Blocked down. Davis blocked down. It's going to be an opportunity here. The pick up almost there for Quinn Rue, but he just knocked it on, I think, Ralph, at the crucial stage. But a really lazy swing there from Gareth Davis almost made the pay.
Well, there was no question of the knock-on, but Cardiff with all the possession, trying to move Leinster around, and just too slow from hand to foot. Quinn Rue in on top of it, just didn't have the composure to get down on that ball and just carry it over the line. But you could see he was trying to drive it the length of the pitch, and the angle of the kick was much lower as a result. But Leinster putting the pressure on early.
So we're going to have our first scrum in the game. 5 metres from that Cardiff line, but Davis, as I mentioned, the new combination and the half-backs today, but no, it's made the pay there.
Bind. Set.
Pressure comes on from Leinster. That's a good scrum from the visitors as well, but we're going to reset. It's gone up. Sam Hobbs, Christian Dacey and Scott Andrews against Michael Bent, Richard Strauss and Tyg Furlong. Initial signs there that Leinster got the better there.
Absolutely, and Michael Bent,
said has been a lot more effective. Richard Strauss back. Yeah, it was a real worry for him, wasn't it, that he mightn't make it back at all, Richard Strauss. Again, heavy pressure from Leinster, they get the penalty. And Andrew McMenemy is saying the buying gone from the Glasgow front row, so interesting to see what they try here. Jimmy Goppert's on the field, of course, Owen Redden. And he thought about the quick one. Kevin McLaughlin, captain today, he's gone for the scrum, you don't blame him.
Well, Leinster well on top in the scrum early doors, and Tyg Furlong there at tight head, a very promising young player for the future, and showing his wares early on here, of course, alongside his front row colleagues, and the power coming through too from Quinn Rue and Denton, supporting them, which they'll have to do.
See if they can make that dominance count again in the scrum. Cardiff, I'm sure, trying to force their way out. That's a better scrum by the home team. It's gone loose, though. Opportunity for Conan. He's almost there. He's over, is he? He thinks so. Well, what a way to mark your debut if that's given. Ralph, we're going to go upstairs, I think. But Jack Conan, his first ever start for Leinster. Try yes or no, says Andrew McMenemy. But the former St. Gerrard's, now Old Belvedere, number 8. Well, a dream start for him if that's given.
If it's given, what a dream start. He latches onto it very quickly. And he goes to ground here, but he's entitled to reach if it's in the one movement, which what he does. He gets to the white line,
that's a try in my book. Now, whether there was an issue at scrum time initially with it popping up, but Jack Conan wasn't worrying about that. He got on that ball, and he's entitled to reach in the first movement. You'd think try for Leinster, and what a start for the young number 8 in his first Leinster start. Picks that ball. The defence just couldn't cope with him, and you can see here as he goes to ground, he's just reaching in the one movement, and for my money that's a try.
Well, you know what, I rang Tony Ward earlier today because he coached this guy for a good few years at St. Gerard's. We'll get the decision. Try given. That is a dream start. Brilliant stuff from Conan. He was picked on the Senior Cup team when he was only just turned 16. He can play 6 or 8, but he prefers playing 8, and he's given his first run tonight. He's absolutely delighted to start, and what a way to make your impact.
But it's brilliant. I mean, you can be doing it all in training with the squad, you know, Monday to Friday, but to get selected in a run like this in a Rabo game, and then to get your hands on that ball and get over the line so early in the game and really settle them down.
Of course, Jordy Murphy on the bench for Ireland this weekend, so he's not available. Goppert to add the extra 2 points. Leinster 7 points to the good, and it's a pretty ominous start for the visitors. Cardiff look a little bit asleep at the moment. We were told before today that they were going to have a reaction and they were going to put it up to Leinster after last week's home defeat, but you know.
Yeah, well, you could see there in the replay of the scrum that Sam Hobbs drove hard in on Tyke Furlong, who popped up, but referee didn't pay any attention to that, left the play go on.
Crossfield kick from Goppert meant for Fanning to chase. It's going to bounce up beautifully for the Marys man. Tried to break the tackle, but in fairness to Owen Jenkins, he was there. And the penalty to Leinster, not a popular decision with the home fan. Owen Redden makes no time. Rickard Strauss over the halfway line, and it's all Leinster at the moment. Goppert again looking to release maybe one or two of the outside backs. He held on to it. This time to Dominic Ryan. And back for Redden. This is Noel Reid. Little step from him. Already has a few tries to his name in the Pro 12. Noel Reid 3 this season. And only a handful of starts. It's ripped free that time. Better from Cardiff. The tackle. But did that go forward? Well, referee a little bit slow, and he's already got the crowds back up here with a couple of decisions.
Well, he wasn't too quick to spot that one. Got assistance from the touch judge. But Leinster, you can see what their intention is, trying to keep the tempo of the game as high as possible, knowing that Cardiff's defence has been creaking throughout the entire season, and particularly when they're missing 22 players in their squad between injury and international commitments.
Well, Owen Jenkins took a knock to the head there. Looks like a blood sub injury, so Tom Williams has come in for him. Here's Luke Fitzgerald. It was ripped far too easily there. Another guy who's just been struggling really for fitness, just when it looked like he was getting back to his best. Dara Fanning also with blood pumping from his ear there. You can see it's ripped right open. So Darren Hudson comes in. He scored a try right at the death against the Dragons last weekend to get Leinster the bonus point. So substitutes on either side, and the two wingers have gone off.
First couple of scrums have been pretty poor, guys. You need to improve this, please. First few scrums have been poor. Let's get it sorted.
Phil Davis looks on, I'm sure. Nightmare start for him. 36% win rate for Phil Davis with Cardiff. 20 out of 56 and 1 draw. It's not a record that does him any favours, really.
Bind. Set.
And watch Hobbs here again. Better strike. It's come out though. No control at the back from Copeland. So kick for a touch. It did bounce just before they went in, but the scrum is messy at the moment, and Cardiff have been punished already, as you saw.
Take the line, please, Blue. You should take the line. Thank you.
Well, that certainly wasn't straight from Rickard Strauss. Hasn't had a lot of game time and maybe suffering the effects as a result, but there's no wind, I can tell you, so that was just a bad throw.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Good hit from the Cardiff front row there. Well, you can just see Lewis Jones waiting. Didn't get the instructions from the referee.
It's just unstable, guys. It's sort of stable for a second, then it moves again. Let's get the stability, please. It's a good height. We just need the stability. Good height. Let's go. Come on, Bruce. Maybe a bit hasty in that, right? I was maybe a bit hasty. Yeah. Maybe a bit so.
I think he's left.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Again, good hit from Cardiff. Referee gives the free kick against them. Didn't quite hear what that was for, but quick tap and go. Well, it wasn't from the mark, was it? So Owen Redden's got to go back, and we've played less than 10 minutes, and Andrew McMenemy is struggling to get a hold on this one.
Well, on that occasion, it was for an early push. He indicated, and Leinster getting the benefit of all the decisions as the Gary Owen goes up.
That's an awkward one. Only just on the field, Tom Williams, but he did well just to keep his eye on that ball. All the way back inside Cardiff half. And over the 22 now. With numbers out wide here if they fancy to run inside their own 22. Paolo ships it on. Corley Cook. And there for Lewis Jones. It's a little bit slow coming back. Michael Bent did think about going in, but he was told to leave it. And Quinn Rue makes the tackle this time. Jones again, looking to feed. Davis with the kick, spots a bit of a gap. Threads it through. It's a nice one from the fly half. Hudson goes back there. Got it in support. Spiral kick. Don't see too many of those anymore. And Dan Fish, perfectly placed for the full back. Davis again, looking to run. With a show from him and a switch back inside to Jones. Changing the angle of attack. Williams looks for the offload. Did it go backwards or forwards? Referee says forwards. And you can see Cardiff trying to play. That's what we know they can do, but just that pass there going astray.
Yeah, they're having to run from deep though, and on occasion they're having to kick away possession, such as the line speed from the Leinster defence, and well organised. And on that occasion, the ball forward in the tackle. So another scrum to Leinster, and hopefully Mr. McMenemy can get a handle on this and get it in and out and away quickly.
Munster scrum put Cardiff under all sorts of pressure a couple of weeks ago. Munster absolutely hammering them. I think 54 points they put past them on that day.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Redden to feed. Strauss gets it back. Good control from Conan. And back to the scrum half. Reid, ball back inside. Lovely angle as well on the pass. This is brilliant from Leinster. Well, they almost ran into each other there. They were queuing up, such were the numbers. Goppard again. McLaughlin carries. Back for Redden. Dominic Ryan this time. He's put down by Hobbs. Goppard, little switch to Strauss. We know he's quick for a hooker. Options both sides now for the scrum half, and they continue to go left. Goppard again. Little switch back inside to Mackin, who's tackled by Christian Dacey. And still there for Leinster. The intensity of the attack is pretty impressive. Denton this time. Navidi tries to get his hand on it, told to leave it. Furlong. Back for Redden. Again, Leinster attacking. Trying to break through that Cardiff defence. Inside the 22 they come. Reid twists out of the first hit. Gives it to Goppard. His pass wasn't particularly good, but Michael Bent did well to hang on to it. Redden trying to dig it out. Cardiff having to defend now. Already conceded one try. McLaughlin, the captain. Redden needs a bit of help. Leinster happy just to go through the phases here. Little step from Kirshner. Nice hand to pass, but Rickard Strauss couldn't hang on to it. Advantages to Cardiff for the knock-on. Well, again, dangerous stuff here. They're going to have a run. Well, the crowd, but maybe hearts and mouth stuff there, because Leinster had the numbers. It wasn't as if there was a massive overlap. Paolo. Cook, this pressure there from Denton. Copeland attacked the scrum half. And he decides to go himself. Kick over the top, not a particularly good one, straight down the throat of Darren Hudson. Looks like Darragh Fanning is okay to come back in when the next break in play comes. Luke Fitzgerald, that was forward from here. Well, the referee hasn't given it, but that was a mile forward. It's another really bad decision by the referee.
Well, he's left a few decisions go in Leinster's favour, and that was blatantly forward from where we were, certainly. But Cardiff, you know, they're getting the odd turnover, but they're having to tackle, and it's all Leinster so far.
The relieving kick brings play just before the halfway line. Here we see it. You might get the sense of the angle here. We were right in front here. Absolutely miles forward. I mean, he had to take a step forward just to catch it. Andrew McMenemy was right in line with it as well. So Darragh Fanning comes back in and makes his way to the sideline. Rickard tries to throw, and plenty standing deep behind Jimmy Gopperth for Leinster. Better throw from Rickard Strauss. Gopperth. And you can see Reid under all sorts of pressure there. For the side, nice run from Mackin to try and kick those legs through. The outside centre hauled down just on the 10-metre line. Still there for Leinster though, or is it Cardiff trying to turn this one over? And this one over, and they've got good numbers committed. That's much better from the home team. And they might fancy, oh well, just as I say that, they decided to kick it straight down the throat again. Davis not having a good game so far. Darragh Fanning eager to get back into it. Redden spots the gap. Fish has gone all the way back for this one now. Where's it going to bounce? Heading towards that try line. Has it gone too far? It'll be a 22-metre drop out, but I mean, Davis fly half for Cardiff. I mean, unusual decision there, Ralph.
Well, he looks the part when he's running the ball and passing, and it's all very nice, but way too much possession. You do that against Leinster for 80 minutes, you're going to be hurting at the end of it.
That's off a white hand.
Harry Robinson, the benefit of taking the quick 22-metre drop out there, and Cardiff keen to get on with it. Navidi trying to fish out to Ifua. Good stuff by the centre. He's a strong runner, isn't he? He's only 5'11", I think, but he's already made a couple of nice breaks. Davis to Josh Navidi, and the flanker did well. Look for support. Better stuff from Cardiff, feeding their way into this game now. Davis, the pass. Williams couldn't hang on to it. Advantage now to Leinster, and Gopperth spots nobody at home at all. He's after this one as well, the fly half. Cardiff having to scramble back. Might just get numbers there. But this is end-to-end stuff at the moment. Just about have numbers committed. Scott Andrews happy to keep this one tight. Catch their breath almost. Box kick. And a safe touch.
Well, it was a breakdown in the Cardiff attack from Williams, who took a brilliant angle and just knocked it on this near touchline, and suddenly Cardiff find themselves back deep inside their 22. And maybe they should take a leaf out of Tui Fua's book, really, and be a bit more direct when they do have possession. Bring it up, hit it up in midfield, and commit the Leinster defenders, because at the moment their pack are just running around the park as Cardiff insist on going wide all the time, and it's easy to defend.
Well, no secret, Cardiff struggling for form home and away at the moment. Their only win in their last 7 Pro12 games came at home against the Dragons on New Year's Day. It's a long. Strauss controlling at the back of that Leinster maul, reaches the 22. It's been stopped once though. Strauss having to go himself. Navidi struggles to get the grips with him. Jersey's skin tight on Rickard Strauss, I can tell you. Leinster trying to burst through. Luke Fitzgerald almost slipped out of that tackle. Backwards Michael Bent. Here's Quinn Rue straight into his man, and Leinster again with a really good scoring opportunity here. They have the penalty advantage as well.
Advantage.
Little dummy, and the chance to go. Redden almost at the line. Navidi. Well, he thought about going, but he had to get that back. He was still held. Just short Leinster. Still there for Tyke Furlong, using his weight to try and go through Robin Copeland, but he can't. And then they go left Leinster. There should be a try in the corner here. There's loads of space. It is going to be a try. Rickard Strauss in the corner. The penalty advantage was going to come, but Strauss ends that with Leinster's second try. 12-0 in front. Right for the South African. Irish qualified to Irish qualified to get back with a bang.
Well, in truth, Hugh, it was coming for the last 10 minutes, and Leinster just building through the pressure, and Cardiff not helping their own cause, perhaps trying to run out of defence too often, and Leinster just keeps swarming back at them in vast numbers, and eventually it was the power of the pack up front that caused the extra men out wide, and Strauss the beneficiary, and he gets in at the corner, but no more or less than Leinster deserve at this point.
Yeah, well, the hands that did it in the end. Luke Fitzgerald with the initial break. Redden tried his hand, so did Tyg Furlong, but eventually Cardiff just had to commit numbers, and easy as you like for Richard Strauss. Difficult conversion attempt though. Oh, beautifully started on the outside, curled it back in. 99 points for the season so far, Jimmy Goppert, and that'll do his percentage a world of good. He was 73 before today, but 2 from 2, and that was a really difficult kick.
But it was a smashing kick from the touchline. Okay, the conditions are perfect here, but still he drew that brilliantly in off the right hand upright, and as we see, Richard Strauss getting in again.
Leinster in control, 14 points to 0. They lead Cardiff, who have been defending for most of this match. When they have got inside that Leinster half, they've just struggled to put the pass together. Just punts that one clear as far as Copeland, Cardiff Blues Supporters Club Player of the Month. He scored a try last week.
Stay.
Take the face, Nino.
Scott Andrews, ball.
No!
For Lewis Jones. Took a step from Fish, who's thumped in the tackle. Well, he's going to feel that, I can tell you.
5.
Back. Davis trying to get the pass through. You can see what he was trying to do.
Kevin, did you see if that came off a white hand or a blue hand first?
Leinster with the knock on. Cardiff will get the scrum.
Cheers, I wasn't sure.
Well, it was, I think, trying to go for the outside break, and it was Noel Reid just getting the fingertips to it. Not deliberate, but certainly a knock on.
Time up.
Bit of attention to Dan Fish, who I told you got that pretty hard tackle. Just 22 years of age, Dan Fish.
Sure.
Fish recently signed a new contract here at the arms of Richard Strauss's Troy, but he's back on his feet, the full back. I can tell you Phil Davis says he's the most talented footballer he's ever coached. I haven't had too many opportunities to see that so far tonight.
I want you two to go for a longer, higher bind and your elbows high, okay? Certainly. 9. Just wait. Crouch. Bind. 6.
Cardiff. Quick tap and go from Levidi. Wants to try and inject something into this. Evans takes it up the middle. Tackle by Dominic Ryan. Good tackle too. He stopped and slowed down that ball. Paolo, little pass, pop pass. And Cardiff.
10!
Well, they've an overlap on the left here now, and they're all lying pretty deep. Copeland missed out. Decent pass to Fish. There for Evans on the outside. Jenkins almost got through. The youngster. Still there for Jones. Nice flat pass as well to Scott Andrews. Hobbs this time. Well, Leinster doing a good job of just slowing that one down again. Little step from Davis. There's a handoff as well. Davis still there, under the post, and he's over. Well, Cardiff are back in this one. The crowd appreciate it. It's really one of the few times they've been inside that Leinster 22, but that time, what it means to the team.
Absolutely, and while we were critical of Davies in the early first 20 minutes, he's come up with a gem of a try, all on his own. A fantastic outside break, and skirts in under the sticks. But it was good build-up from Cardiff. They had the numbers wide, and Jenkins does well here. He comes back in against the numbers, and they kept the continuity going. And when it came across, well, Davies, he just jinxed inside really, and I think it was Bent that just couldn't get a hold of him, and he was gone.
Very much the style of Ian Madigan, isn't it, the way he attacks that game line?
Absolutely, and it was always on for him, and I think it's Kevin McLaughlin who lost his studs and slipped, but it was a good jink and a good pace from the out half, and surely the conversion is a formality.
It is. 14 points to 7, Leinster's lead, cut in 2. And, well, have a look at it here again, just Davis.
But you can see Leinster have plenty of numbers here. There's 5 in front of him, and it's just a jink here. Wrong foots, Kevin McLaughlin, who just slipped, to be fair.
Yeah.
But there was a missed tackle going in, still 5-10 metres out. But Cardiff will be happy with that, back in the game.
Restart from Gopperth. Just outside the 22, Tuifua. Well, he doesn't shirk the tackle, does he? I mean, just dropped his shoulder. There's Paolo. Did that one hit the ground? No, says the referee, it's okay. And Evans to act as scrum half. Scott Andrew again. Jones, not many options outside him, so he's going to have to put a kick up. And here's the chase for it. Kirshner's called for it. South African goes up, got a hand to it, went forward.
It's back
by blue, says the referee. That's another one he got wrong. Definitely came off Kirshner there. Davis. It's not a bad looking kick. Depends on the bounce. Oh, it's a really good kick.
Oh, that's a smashing kick. Even though there was a few forwards out wide for Leinster there, if they had moved it, they potentially had the legs on them, but he was happy to take the territory that was on offer. Goppert just couldn't get there. It was just too good.
Yes, stay there.
Trying to secure that possession for Leinster.
I'm fine with that.
I'm happy about something in the line out. Referee said to get on with it. Quinn Rue went up well. Back towards Redden, who can't go straight out. It's carried over the 22-metre line. Harry Robinson underneath that ball. Look at that for a nice twist and run, the former under-20 international. Navidi takes that. Looks for runners as well. Went backwards twice as the referee. Going to have another go here, Cardiff. Little step and jink is Fish. It's the quick feet we were talking about earlier on. Struggles to get into first team in his preferred position of full back, of course, when Lee Halfpenny's around. Davis to Copeland with a step off him. Now we know he has pace, Robin Copeland, for number 8. Robinson again. Tackled this time by Conan. Ball at the back, and Cardiff starting to feel their way into this game. They've definitely, the last 10 minutes have been much improved from the start, when they were just looked like they were rabbits caught in a headlight for a long time. Tuifua. Little step again and the handoff. Oh, he's through over the 10-metre line and still going. They can't get him down, Tuifua, and he just, well, Jones ran into his own man.
Well, his crossing is it Dan Fish he's picked out there as well, but a bit unfortunate for Cardiff. But
number 15 taking the space in front of the ball.
To adopt the ploy of giving it to Tuifua all night, because he's making fierce ground every time he gets possession.
Yeah.
And it brings, of course, his support players onto him and gets Leinster scrambling in defence.
Well, if there are any kids around the ground, parents would be doing well to cover their ears, because the Cardiff fans are not happy at all with the referee and some of his decisions. And I imagine Phil Davis isn't either, and his coaching staff, but they're going to have to defend the Leinster line out here just on the 22.
Going backwards once. 5. Advantage.
Strauss.
Penalty advantage, White.
Goppert.
5, what we'll do in the side.
Tries to release Noel Reid. Well, Goppert has dropped pretty deep here. I think he still knows the penalty advantage is coming. Needs to have another go though.
Still
Rickard
advantage.
Strauss runs into Scott Andrews. And Redden. No advantage coming. This is an easy 3 points for Jimmy Goppert.
5 in the side.
Well, unless they decide to go to the corner and use that line out again, because their maul is quite good.
Let him go.
Once Strauss finds his man, Leinster are causing trouble for Cardiff.
5. Came straight in the side. No.
The penalty is against
Number 5,
Fido Paolo coming in from the
straight
side.
in this man here.
McLaughlin points to the post, and
No.
it'll be a shot at goal.
Well, he's decided
He
that
was always bound on.
Cardiff have had too much of the last
No.
maybe 10,
Ball
12
was
minutes or
already
so,
formed.
and getting back in the game, and he just wants to ease the scoreboard out. If Goppert can slot the 3 points.
Was the guilty man. It's 2
Stealing-
from 2
stealing
so
off an
far,
attack.
Jimmy Goppert.
Okay.
Right-footed strike. No problem at all. It is another 3 points. It's been one of the talking points for Leinster this season since Matt O'Connor's come in and Jimmy Goppert was signed over the summer as which is his preferred number 10. Ian Madigan and Goppert battling. I mean, we don't really know yet, do we?
Well, you know, the feeling I get is that he seems to be coming down in Goppert's favour in many of the big games, and you know, it's just unfortunate for Ian Madigan that he hasn't getting the game time that he thought he might get, you know, in the when Johnny Sexton moved to Paris.
So knock on from Leinster means Cardiff will have another scrum. And we've 12 minutes left to play. At the Irish part, Luke Fitzgerald
On your ball, we've
just
got a nice
couldn't
thing
hang on to
block.
this one. Another guy, I suppose, must be pretty frustrating for him, just given the form he had before he picked up that injury. And it was just one of those ones we kept hearing.
I'm sure
It
they
was
say
a
the same
frustrating abdominal injury. You know, I'm sure itching just to get back and try and get into Joe Schmidt's plans if he can at all.
Yeah, well, he had got himself back, of course, and you know, he was playing fantastic for Leinster and playing relaxed and everything, and then he picks up that injury again, and it's just so frustrating, and you can see it written on his face there, really. You know, he's trying too hard perhaps, and just knocking that one on.
Set!
There's the feed from Jones, better from Cardiff. Gonna have a go here. It's the back line where most of the damage has been done. It went forward though. The pass almost at Tuifua's head at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Well, if he had put it in the basket and he had held that,
Yeah.
somebody was going to be on the receiving end of a dunt if he didn't get straight through and under the post, because he was travelling on the angle there, and it would have been up to Mackin, I think, to stop him, and I don't think he'd have managed it. But he picked a great line here. You can see Davies coming across Tuifua. Well, to be fair, Goppert was there to cover.
They gave you a good platform the last one, give it to them.
Certainly one of the standout players so far for Cardiff, Tuifua. As we approach the half-hour mark, and Leinster 10 points to the good.
Bind! Set!
Been told to feed. Cardiff trying to get some pressure on, but that's a good Leinster scrum, and they've made some ground already. The ball was out and looked like Cardiff managed to steal it. Now Copeland, if he looked up there, the handoff for Robin Copeland, he's 2 on the outside, he's still going. Oh, he's just short 5 metres from the line, and the steal as well from Fanning, and play on, says the referee. 2 steals and then a mistake. Well, 1,000,000 miles an hour again. Robin Copeland just dragged down, and how did that end up in the hands of a Leinster player? We'll have to see it again. Knock on from the Blues, and
What a get out of jail there from Leinster, and truthfully,
Just a
Robin
miss.
Copeland should have given the pass.
There was no interference.
I think it was Tuifua outside him. He did brilliantly here, gets in behind, but no, the 2-1 is on. He doesn't give it, and well, they butchered a brilliant opportunity there.
but
And
they're not happy about something here in Cardiff. We didn't quite see it from that angle, but we might see it here in a minute. I think maybe they suggest somebody to come in from the side, and the touch judge should have signalled to the referee that there was an illegal hand in there somewhere, but
well, I
Can't
don't
see
think
from
so.
there.
No, Navidi didn't control that ball at the breakdown, but Robin Copeland, well, he's berating himself there verbally. You can see that. So why he didn't give the pass? He did everything right. He got in behind, does the hard work. You can see it here. Outside he goes, and no,
Just there.
It's
Just
just there,
there.
and there's a queue waiting to get in over the whitewash, and they butchered it.
one of the very few times this season that Robin Copeland will be kicking himself for what he did. He's been one of the best players in the squad. Signed to replace Xavier Rush when he left. I mean, Xavier Rush was a huge influence around, and he's very popular among supporters, as you can see. He likes to have a run with it, and they'll be pretty sorry to lose him to Munster.
Set!
feed from Redden. Again, it's a strong Leinster scrum. Cardiff are going back at a rate of knots. I mean, look at that.
Well, I tell you, this guy, Tyke Furlong, he's an impressive operator.
Redden, switch, Fanning, trying to come back inside, tackled by Copeland. As well to present it back, Dara Fanning, there from Denton. Crossfield kick is from Goppert. It's an awkward one now for Robinson to deal with. He's under pressure. Fitzgerald was right down his throat. Well, again, almost for Leinster.
Well, it's great awareness as well from Goppert and collaborating with Luke Fitzgerald, who knew exactly what was on there, and he got after it and very, very nearly got away. And good play from Leinster, always aware of the opportunities wide, whether it be through the hands or the kick when it's on. And that was good vision from the number 10.
Copeland just getting a bit of attention there from one of the medics. He seems to be okay, but he's still limping a bit.
Yeah, he's in his new back now.
Well, he should be some addition to Munster next year. He gives you, he's a big, powerful athlete, quick, good ball carrier, and he gives you a line-out option as well.
You consider him, James Collin and CJ Stand are all very impressive back row carriers, number 8s, that kind of mode.
Yeah, and the more competition Anthony Foley can create, well, he'll be happy with that, but he'll be a good addition to the squad, certainly.
As Matthew Rees looks on, another player who's had a pretty horrible year or so with injuries and heart conditions and neck injuries, and thankfully he was given the all clear to return, so expect to see him back pretty soon. Fino Paulo at the back with Cardiff. Is a better maul from them. Taken down. Quinn told to move. And there for Lewis Jones. Box kick from the scrum half. Not a bad one. Plenty of height on that. Gives Robinson every chance. But Fitzgerald, well, he didn't take his eye off that one. And he has the hands as well. Tap tackle just over the 10, and he couldn't hold on to it. Did everything else right. Now, is there a chance to counter here? Davis, well, he thought it, Fish, I should say, thought it better of the kick there. Look at that from Dan Fish is through the gap. Look at this from the full back. Little dummy again. Tries to go inside his man. Kirshner makes the tackle. Well, he had to make that, didn't he? Still there, working the blind side. Jones. Hobbs. Pop up as well to Scott Andrews. Josh Navidi. Navidi's still going. Brilliant from Cardiff. 7 minutes before half time. A try here would be welcome. With the gap at 10, 4 metres short now. Jones wants to get it back, so too Davis. They're trying to, but Leinster, well, they've got just enough numbers now. Still there for Cardiff. Paulo drops that big shoulder. Keeps possession. Still there. Looking for the second try, the Blues. Trying to go through. Jones fires out the pass. Copeland. Almost over again. It's been nearly so many times for him now. Paulo, just short tackle by Denton. A good tackle it was too. But the penalty against Leinster. Now we could see a card here, Ralph Keys.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt, because the infringement, Cardiff were all over that line, looking to get the ball away quickly. And not sure who he's pointing at there, but interference.
It's Denton.
Denton.
Well, he made that tackle, but I think it was what he did after that with hands on the ground.
But what a passage of play. First from Luke Fitzgerald, who took a brilliant ball in the air and took off into the Cardiff half, only for it to be turned over. And Cardiff, well, they're dangerous when they're running from broken play. And Dan Fish, well, he showed exactly why Phil Davies regards him as one of the best footballers he has coached. And right through the under-20 set up in A games in the past couple of years, he has looked a great prospect. You can see him here, show and go. But it was his pace here and his awareness of the space. And he tries the dummy. Now Kirshner does very well here because he's flat-footed. Your man is coming like a train. And from there, Cardiff built their attack, and they're going to the corner looking for the line-out, launching them all.
Well, they'll have 6 minutes at the end of the first half. And then another 4 at the half-time whistle.
You on the line.
Much to go past the 40-minute mark, but they have an advantage now in that pack. So Christian Dacey, well, he has 4 tries already to his name, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him get on the end of this maul and test that Leinster pack out. First part is done. Got possession. Well done from down. trying to set them all. Leinster desperately trying to hold them up. Better from Cardiff though. They've got to watch out for that touchline though. Are they there? They are! Are they down? They are! Oh, brilliant stuff from Cardiff. Well, the home fans appreciate that. And is it Dacey for try number 5? I think it is. That's incredible. We'll just go get confirmation that it is Christian Dacey. But, well, I mean, just fantastic stuff from Cardiff Blues.
You know, and aware, of course, that Denton had gone to the bin straight from the penalty. They go for the try reward, and they kept that. It was getting dangerously close to the touchline, but they managed to keep the body positions driving in field, and it was Dacey who gets on the end of it and gets Cardiff right back in this match.
It's incredible for a hooker to have 5 tries. I mean, he was 3rd highest in the Pro12 before today. He's just jumped up to number 2, and he gets the high 5s, and that puts them right back into this game now with the conversion to come.
You know, and it all just came from a loose bit of play in midfield where Dan Fish decided to have a go and just caught the Leinster defence napping, really, who didn't expect it. They were flooding the support lines behind Luke Fitzgerald. And when it was turned over, Fish had the opportunity to have a go, and he did. And they've got the maximum reward, well, the try at least. And Davies, well, can he slot the conversion?
It's a difficult one, isn't it? But he struck it okay. It's just going to drift to the right and wide. No Lee Halfpenny, of course, first choice. No Reece Patchell, who's injured. So Gareth Davis takes over, 3rd choice goal kicker. He was 13 and 15 before today. And 17-12. Leinster 5 points clear with 14 men for the rest of this half, at least. I suppose credit to Cardiff as well, because they had very little possession early on, but they just stuck to their plan of playing rugby. They like to throw it around, and they do have the players to do that.
Absolutely, and they've got their reward now, but it looked at one stage as if Leinster might blow them away on the scoreboard quickly, but they've hung in there and stayed true to their game plan, as you say, and some of their outside backs are looking dangerously pacey and looking for the gaps all the time.
Here's one of them, Fish. He started that break, and a lovely pass back inside to Davis. Fish looked like he was taken out there, and the pass to Copeland goes to hand, and the number 8 again. Cardiff surge into that Leinster 22. All the hands. Jenkins just held on. Did it go forward? It did. And the crowd again don't like it, and the referee all sorts of abuse on this near side. Paolo looking for the touch judge to intervene, but he's not going to.
We'll have to see that again, but he's certainly coming down heavily in Leinster's favour on some of these decisions. It did go forward slightly, off the fingertips perhaps, and the call goes against Cardiff. But Leinster in the last 20 minutes, certainly in midfield, are finding great difficulty in dealing with the pace of Davies, of Fish, and
the confidence of them as well. They just run from anywhere.
Absolutely, but they are quick, there's no question.
Yeah.
Davies is a flyer at out half, and once he sees half a gap, he is gone. And not to mention Dan Fish behind him, and they're the two guys that are looking to probe all the time. And Noel Reid and Brendan Mackin need to get that defence more solid in midfield and make sure that the gaps aren't there.
Do you know what else stood out for me? I suppose you talk about the Wales international backline being so big, the likes of North and Cuthbert and Roberts, but there isn't one player in this Cardiff backline that's even close to 6 foot. You know, but they're relying on their pace and their footwork to get them through.
Yeah, it's all skill based, and at the moment Davies and Fish are certainly displaying those skills in buckets.
Leinster are hanging on here as we approach 2 minutes to half time. That's a good scrum now again with the man extra. Well, listen to the crowd. I mean, if you can hear it at home. They wanted a penalty there. They wanted a penalty. Taps on the back there for the front row. We'll see it again. He's been reluctant to give penalties in the scrum, I have to say. Even when Leinster were on top earlier on, they didn't get the benefit of too many. It's popped up there.
Yeah, Furlong out of the scrum on that occasion. He chose to ignore that one again. I'd say Sam Hobbs might be having a word with him at half-time, because on a couple of occasions Hobbs has got under Furlong, notwithstanding the fact that Furlong has been excellent throughout the first half. On the couple of occasions when he's popped him, he hasn't got the decision from the referee.
Well, Sam Hobbs in the Wales camp for much of the Six Nations, he's popped up there. It's gone loose though, and a chance now for Leinster to break. Conan flattens Jenkins with a drop shoulder. Brilliant stuff from him. He scored the try inside the first couple of minutes for Leinster on his debut, the number 8, but since then Cardiff have come back into this game. Navidi pounced on that like a really good open side. It's back there for Quinrue. Did that go forward? Dacey, the try scorer. Gopper tries to rip it. Advantage, I think, is to Cardiff. And ball at the back there for Lewis Jones to use. Davis now, numbers outside him. Little dink over the top. It's not a bad one. Depends where it's going to go. Did it go forward? Backwards from White, says the referee. Kirshner has tackled there. Chance now for Leinster. Little dink over the top. It's going to be a foot race, and Fish, well, he's just about got back.
Well, Fish is going to win any foot race, I think, here. And off he goes again.
Well, he looks to go all the way on the outside, but he can't go through Rickard Strauss. He could certainly go around him, but there was no room left. He'd taken so much out of it. Dacey acting as scrum half and passes it back just to get a bit of control for Cardiff and settle it down, but they don't want to. Navidi trying to go again. There's only 3 outside backs standing there, so it has to be this box kick, and that's not one of his better ones. Gopper, he was firm underneath it. Here's Dara Fanning, and the pass, and Luke Fitzgerald. Now is there space for Fitzgerald? Decided to give the pass. Here's Zane Kirshner, ball back inside to Mackin, who takes a big thump from Tui Fua, but he's still going. Well, he did well, the Blackrock man, because that was a big shoulder to hit. Kirshner, we haven't seen too much of him with ball in hand and coming into the line. South African international. Big tackle on McLaughlin. Oh, look at that from Sam Hobbs. 6'4" and 18 stone, a prop forward, nearly 19 stone. The Cardiff captain. In behind to Noel Reid. Nice pass from him. Mackin, now they're queuing up here. There's the room. No, Quinrue can't hold on to it. We've gone to 40 minutes. That should be the last action. And what has been a really, really entertaining first 40 minutes of rugby, I can tell you. Leinster still down to 14 men. There are bumps and bruises all over the park. There's 3 or 4 players down on their feet and getting attention. But really a tale of 2 halves within a half, if you like. Leinster starting so well. Jack Conan and Jimmy Goppard adding from the boot, but Cardiff coming back into it. Half time, Cardiff Blues 12, Leinster 17.
Hugh.
Of course, that's what you meant to say the first time. It's the sound quality that was poor, not the commentary, which is, as always, top class. However, we're just about ready to go, and I can tell you there's a substitution for Leinster on. Rhys Ruddock has come in, and I don't know if you saw just at the end of that half, a huge hit taken by Kevin McLaughlin. It looked like he broke his nose. He was in a lot of pain and had to be helped off the field. So Rhys Ruddock has come in. It's a straight 6-for-6 swap, and it certainly won't weaken that Leinster pack.
Not at all, and it was a change that would has just happened a bit earlier than anticipated. Perhaps he'd certainly have been used off the bench, as you would expect. Perhaps Mike McCarthy to come into that pack as well. But Leinster, well, they'll have taken the half-time break to try and sort out their defensive organisation, certainly, because from loose play, Cardiff caused havoc certainly in the last 25 minutes of the first half.
And Matt O'Connor would have been praying for that half-time whistle to get his hands on the team and sort that out.
Absolutely, and particularly when they're down a man, of course, and they need to get solid in the first 10 minutes.
Restart from Davis is a good one. Quinrue was underneath it, but he was beaten to that ball, and already Cardiff trying to launch an early attack. Well, it was Leinster who got over in the first half inside a couple of minutes with Jack Conan, and Cardiff trying to repay that.
Let it go.
So Hobbs had just hit the deck, and there for Jones. Plenty of options there. One of them is Scott Andrews, the big tight head prop. Back for the scrum half. Davis calling for it. He's got people outside him. One of them is Dan Fish. Here's Evans, who just had to take that one behind him and then lost his footing, so the momentum kind of gone for Cardiff there, and it's an awkward one as well. It's a penalty against Leinster coming in from the side. Quick tap and go by Tui Fua, who runs straight into the Leinster defenders. Were they back 10 metres? The crowd on the near side are saying no, but the referee's hand has now gone out. Maybe got a little word from the touch judge there, we don't know. Andrews, well, regardless, Cardiff are going to keep playing. They'll go back for the penalty. Didn't look to me like they were back 10.
Well, they weren't, and there was any number of incidents there that the referee could have given the penalty. I think perhaps they'll take the 3 points on offer here and just get it back to within 2.
Yeah, he's still off just now, so.
I mean, Cardiff, they are 9th at the moment, but they're locked on 23 points with Edinburgh, and they're only 1 behind the Dragons, so they could go up into 7th place with victory tonight.
Well, they're going for the corner again, and that line-out maul. There's Denton still off the pitch, and well, if they were to get a good set here, there's every chance they'll put maximum pressure on Leinster.
Well, Christian Dacey, he scored the last time they were in this position towards the end of that first half. 5 tries, as I said, for him so far this season. He'll fancy himself again. But they've got to get that line out, and they have it. Good take from Copeland at the back, as Burnham was mentioning. He is that line out option, as you said earlier on. And Leinster get the shove initially. Can Cardiff regroup? Richard Strauss making a nuisance of himself there. It stopped once as the referee, now it's gone down. That's much better defence from Leinster.
Stay there.
Jones throws a very flat pass. The tackle had to be made there, and it was by Luke Fitzgerald. Little dummy from Jones, needs support and gets it from Macaulay Cook. Cardiff now lining up left and right. They go left. Here's Davis, ball in behind. Fish, see what damage he can do. Robinson.
Wide release.
Still there for Cardiff. The flat pass to nobody. And Leinster will have a chance to come away with this one. Richard Strauss pounced on that ball. Well, it was a horrendous pass, really. And Cardiff, after all that, didn't take their 3 points, and they won't get any. Davis back inside towards Fish. Bit of space in front of him to run into. Needs a bit of help though. Gets it from Andrews. Under pressure though. Leinster pile through. Were they on their feet? Referee says they're okay. But Cardiff do just enough. Dacey. Tackled by Quinn Roux. Davis again. Good retention. Tuifua trying to go through. Look at that. It breaks the first tackle every time. One of those guys, since Casey Dowlala left, that 13 jersey has been switched and handed around between players in the squad. No one's really made a claim to it, but this guy, well.
No.
Jones wanted to go quickly.
Throw the ball down.
And what do you do here, Ralph? I mean, do they go for the corner again? There's still a man extra.
I think they've got to take the points. You know, 3 minutes into the second half, they're bossing Leinster around the place as it is. So get the reward and take the points.
Yeah, they're back to 15 now. Denton's come onto the field. So, bit of a worry to see this guy down, and he's been brilliant so far, Dan Fish.
Legal entry. 3 penalties that you've given away every second half. You give a work, please.
Reese Ruddock has taken over the captaincy from Kevin McLaughlin, who's gone off.
Time's off.
A few French supporters have made their way in, and I'm sure looking forward to tomorrow night's game. Packed Millennium Stadium. Should be a cracking match. France unbeaten Wales after the horror show in Dublin last week. How do you see that one going?
Well, home advantage for Wales is always a very, very strong position, and you know, they'll have got their ears burnt during the week by Warren Gatland, who pretty much said as much during the week, that they spoke to a number of individual players and told them that it wasn't good enough. So you're bound to get a backlash from Wales. Whether it's good enough, whether France are as good as their 2 wins so far, remains to be seen, because of course it's their first trip on the road, and the French, as we know, they can be devastating or they can implode, and their history on the road hasn't been brilliant.
Certainly hasn't, and should be a cracking match. Millennium Stadium tomorrow night, live of course on RTE2. Fourth time a Six Nations match has taken place on a Friday night, but penalty opportunity for Davis here now. 1 from 2 from him, strikes it really well. Has he got the direction he has? They've got the 3 points, it's no less than they deserve after a good start to the second half.
Yeah, you know, it's always, you know, a big lift, especially to the pack when they look up after all their efforts and they see reward in terms of points on the board, and know that they're within striking distance, 2 points in it, and it's anybody's game now. But Leinster, you know, they've allowed Cardiff to start bossing them from about half an hour ago, and they really need to get their tempo back in their game and start to put their own pressure on.
Restart again inside that 22. Fish, who's back on his feet after that. It looked like it was an ankle knock, but he's okay. Didn't find touch with that kick though. And Zane Kirshner straight into trouble. Cardiff, well, they've stolen that ball again. Brilliant play from them, and Leinster at the moment is second best. And just as I say, the pass absolutely horrendous.
That is carried
back in, so couldn't go straight out. Luke Fitzgerald is underneath this one. Loads of time to have a go back as the Cardiff wall comes up to try and make the tackle. Fitzgerald.
Tackle and move!
Ball at the back for Redden. He's indicating he's going to have a box kick here. He wants Quinn Roux to chase, but he's not the quickest. And the kick, not good, but he was under pressure from his opposite number. Navidi on the ground. He went backwards, says the referee. Cardiff told to leave it. Well, the penalty, this should be 3 points straight back for Leinster. It's almost in front of the post and about 40 metres out.
Here, you've already lost the ball. Ruck was formed.
Well, Redden just caught by his opposite number there, trying to put in the box kick. Not sure that Quinn Rue was the option for that kick, but Goppert has to take the 3 points. Opportunity on offer here. And settle Leinster, but they're certainly not as composed as they were in the first 15-20 minutes, and since then really between Dan Fish and Davies at out half, they've run the show, and they've brought the Cardiff back row of Cook, Navidi and Copeland well into the match, and they've been dominating proceedings.
Well, Quinn Rue is getting ready to go off, so Mike McCarthy will come in. Again, it's a pretty good substitution to bring on Ireland International. But Jimmy Goppert to stretch Leinster's lead to 5 points. He's been brilliant so far, but he didn't catch that one. Oh, it's gone off the crossbar and over. Well, it wasn't as clean a strike, Jimmy Goppert, but the Leinster fans that have made the journey here don't care, because they are back to 5 points, and Cardiff with 1 penalty. Well, it just goes to show you, give this guy a chance, he'll punish it.
Well, a wry smile there from Jimmy Goppert, and well, it just clips the crossbar and over, and his luck is obviously in tonight.
If there was anyone in the corporate boxes, they could have been in trouble there, but I can tell you there's very little. Luke Fitzgerald took it, but he was tackled in the air now. How dangerous was that? And are we going to see a card?
He's still in the air, okay? Back you go.
No card. Luke Fitzgerald.
I don't think he merited a card. Like, he was committed, I think, and yes, it was a penalty, there's no question. But it didn't appear from the first glance that he tried to drive through him or anything like that.
But if you've been struggling for the last few weeks with an abdominal injury and someone hits you like that, you're not going to be too happy about it.
It's dangerous or possible higher sanctions in that.
Well, you can see him going up for it here, and well,
bang, right in the gut.
He was hit right on that abdominal abductor, I think it was referred to. But he's done better under the ball the last 2 or 3 occasions. Luke Fitzgerald had a few kind of snatchy, nervous moments maybe in the first half.
Maybe he's just winded more than anything else. He's back on his feet, looks okay to continue.
Yeah, I think that's a good decision, just a penalty.
So Goppert, the fine touch, right side for him, a right-footed kicker, just inside that halfway line. Caught in the crowd and then fired back in. In 2011, the last time Cardiff beat Leinster. They're only winning in 14 attempts against the Irish province, so history definitely not on their side. And Leinster with a 5-point lead there for Redden. Because Mike McCarthy, first touch for him in the headband over the halfway line. And Selvin Donegal-Ryan obviously surplus to requirements this weekend for Joe Schmidt. Tackle from Navidi, who's been brilliant. Well, Jack Conan there, maybe a little bit naive from him his first game, but he just drifted across, and Josh Navidi, he was just lining him up there, wasn't he?
Well, he's led from the front all evening and under pressure in the first 20 minutes, but he's been stuck in there and led his back row, the Welsh international, and he's covering acres of ground here this evening and got a hold of Jack Conan on that occasion.
Dacey, clean take, and a good one as well by James Downs, 6'5", got up there to make that. And the break now, chance for Lewis Jones. How much pace has he got? The pass back inside, we know Robinson has loads of it, and he's back on his feet to Josh Navidi. Well, he just looked for that extra pass when it wasn't really on, because there was a Leinster player outside him. And now a chance for the visitors to get their hands on this. Redden, kick, nobody at home, Robinson has to go back. That's a really good looking kick from Owen Redden, and he finds touch inside that 22.
Well, it is a good kick, because, you know, Leinster need territory, and they haven't been threatening at all for the last half an hour, and they need some field position. But great little flick inside to Robinson there, who bounces up. He's not held, he's entitled to get up. And Navidi, well, he just didn't see the tackle coming through as he was trying to give the pass, and Leinster managing to get that ball away.
Home side want to take this ball, and they've done so. Down again used, that's 2 from 2 from him. Leinster trying to get pressure in, but it's a decent Cardiff maul. Brings play to the 22. Now Jones didn't strike that one quite well. Looks like he a bit of trouble with his hamstring. Looks all right to continue. It did cross the line though, that's what I thought. And maybe he's got a bit of cramp there, but wasn't as clean a strike. It was Jones.
Just create your own space, White. Create your own space.
Strauss goes to the back, brilliantly stolen though. As it down and got up again, Leinster piled through. Ball's gone loose. Could come up anywhere. Real scrap on the ground for that ball. See Dacey trying to get through, but Redden like Leinster have it, and they do. Denton, well, did it go forward? It went backwards, says the referee. And through they come. Chance here. Leinster into that 22. There for the scrum half again. They're queuing up on the right hand side. The pass doesn't go to Goppert though, and it breaks down. Still there for Reid. And it went backwards, no knock on, says the referee. Options now really all on the right hand side for Redden, with a step inside from McCarthy. Still going. In fact, it's Rhys Ruddock, excuse me. Rhys Ruddock almost at the line.
Move, tackler!
Redden swallowed up in the tackle. But he's offside though. I think Jenkins, referee, says penalty advantage coming. Leinster there, and they're over. It should be a try. Is it Michael Bent? It is. We'll go upstairs for the television match official. But Leinster, exactly what they needed to get back into this.
Oh, no question, but just goes to show what a weird game this is. It all came from a turnover against the Leinster throw. It was tapped back on the Cardiff side, and it was Jack Conan who raced through and secured that ball that allowed the pressure to build. And Michael Bent, well, he's certainly in there. There's no question he's got in.
Well, just to clarify, we'll be going back for a penalty against a blue player.
Well, referee had already, I think, picked out Jenkins as being way offside, and if that was the case, and this wasn't given, then he should be yellow carded, the same as Denton was in the first half.
Well, Michael Bent crashing over. Well, doesn't look like there was anything wrong with what he did, unless they're saying Tom Denton got in someone's way there.
Well, I don't think he interfered with any defender.
That's probably the only thing that would prevent that try, but there's nothing in that, doesn't look like from here. Just see again here.
Irrespective, there was a blue player on the wrong side, not rolling away, so penalty will be going back for that if this isn't awarded. Right.
And you have a decision. There's no reason why you can't award a try.
Okay, thank you very much.
Try given, and Tyke Furlan has gone off, so that means that Michael Bent will probably go back to the tight head side.
I was playing advantage from it then.
Because Jack O'Connell is a loose head, so we'll wait for the first scrum to find out there. 25-15, conversion to come. Michael Bent gets the touchdown, and we've less than half an hour left to play, and Cardiff, well, they could find themselves 12 points down here.
And you know, it was a score completely against the run of play in the second half, but that's the way it goes.
Much cleaner strike, no problem. 27-15, and Leinster back in control. Here we'll see it again.
Well, it was great play here from Ruddock, pumping the legs, and Denton in behind supporting. And it was the only time really in the second half that Cardiff were under any pressure, and they've conceded maximum points.
Fish looking for space in behind. Well, Dara Fanning can only watch that. Where's it going to go though? Is it going to go too far? Look at that bounce. Should be a scrum back. Ball was still moving.
Option scrum.
Should be all the way back for a scrum. We will.
He did well, Dara Fanning there, aware that if the ball was moving, he could step out of play and get the option of the scrum all the way back from where Fish had kicked it. A bit unlucky with the bounce, perhaps, Fish. But intelligent play there from the wing.
One of the Cardiff players just to the right of our screens there is down. I think it's Sam Hobbs. That's one of either Hobbs or Andrews.
Then he gave us material.
Of course, Anthony Foley confirmed this week Ralph as Munster's new coach. A bit of a foregone conclusion, no surprise there, and I'm sure delighted to get his chance.
Oh, there's no question, and you know, he comes from the very fabric of Munster rugby himself, and you don't need me to list his achievements. And I think it'll be a very good appointment, and you know, he's served his time now as assistant coach for a couple of years and got valuable experience with Ireland and the Wolfhounds and so on. And that was an important part of a learning curve for him, and he's in the ideal place to take maximum advantage of that experience now in the title role.
He did say as well that, you know, if he hadn't got the job, he would have left Munster, because he probably felt like he was due, and he was down to the last 3 when Rob Penny got it. So, and there was an offer in for him. Yeah,
and you know, his stated ambition was to be along the coaching route. So, if that was the case, he'd have had to go abroad and gain experience there. But thankfully, it's worked out for him, and you know, I think the squad will respond in kind even this season. You know, and get a bit of a boost from that.
Sam Holmes, the captain, okay to continue. He's a big guy, made of tough stuff. I think Tom Davis there in your picture thought he was coming in. Looked a little bit disappointed. It's always worse when you run out onto the field and then have to turn around after 5 bases and come all the way back to your seat on the bench. But I'm sure he'll get a chance at some stage in this game. 53 minutes gone.
Don't hide your shoulder. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Feed from Redden. Better scrum from Leinster. Look at that, absolute dominance there in the front row, and they should get the penalty here. They got it. Well, that'll do the confidence a huge boost. The likes of McCarthy coming in there, Rhys Ruddock as well, and there you see Michael Bent.
Well, this is just pulverising the Cardiff scrum. Referee no option, so they're going to the corner, Leinster. Good kick.
One more try, of course, and they have that bonus point as well. That must be in their mind. They've got trying to catch Munster at the top of the table. Munster 53 points, Leinster 50 as it stands, and they've played a game extra.
The ball carrier once he comes to deck. Okay, don't take the
They
left
have 25 minutes left to play. A really good opportunity to get that bonus point here. And Rico Strauss to try and set something here for Leinster.
Well, Kirchner and Luke Fitzgerald taking up very wide positions here on the near side.
Set them all. That's a good one as well. Cardiff struggling to commit numbers to stop this one. Leinster at the 5 metre line already. Paolo brings it down. And I think a penalty against Scott Andrews for collapsing that maul. Rhys Ruddock tucks it up the jersey. So they will have at least a penalty here. McCarthy, well, it looked like he knocked it on. But the referee says play
still
on.
Penalty advantage
Bent.
to white, 3 blue.
Still playing advantage. Ruddock.
Back a step,
Ball at
blue.
the back there for Redden. Little dummy for Redden. That's going to be a try under the post for Leinster. Whistle eventually sounds, and Owen Redden touches down. Cardiff, well, they're all over the place in the last 5 or 6 minutes, and Leinster taking full advantage.
Well, the players are all around the referee there, giving out, and you can see here. Oh, well,
Punch
there's
thrown
a punch there,
by
and
Scott Andrews.
whether there was interference there. Is that O'Connell getting the dig from
Scott Andrews? Yeah,
Scott Andrews.
Well, he was involved in a bit of an incident earlier on as well. But I mean, if he'd been less worried about clocking Jack O'Connell and more worried about making a tackle, he might have been there to make that hit on Redden.
Well, exactly that, but you can see the kind of frustration building in the Cardiff players with the referee. You know, they had a few decisions against them in the first half, but they felt that there's been another couple in the second half, and Leinster, you know, in the space of what, less than 10 minutes, have pushed out to 34-15 when Cardiff were running the game really in the opening 10 minutes of the second half, 15 minutes.
They have their bonus point already. And Cardiff are going to have to do something similar that they did at the end of the first half and the end of the second half, but they look tired now, you have to say. And Tom Davis comes in and places Sam Hobbs into the front row. That one just went forward from a white jersey, so Cardiff will get the scrum. I mean, it was a feature last weekend against Glasgow as well. They played well for 65 minutes, and the last 15 minutes conceded the try that cost them the match. The Leinster bench is stronger. Here we see it again.
Well, Jack O'Connell is holding on to him, there's no doubt about that, but he connects with a right hook there straight into the kisser, and whether he'll be cited for that afterwards, remains to be seen.
Amazing that nobody picked that up as well. See Aaron Dundon getting ready to come in, and Darren Hudson as well for Leinster.
Crouch! 8 fully in. Bind!
And the two boys locked down again after that exchange. You can see Michael Ben has gone to the toilet side, obviously. But pressure again from Leinster. The ball's gone through, and Owen Redden kicks it. Well, Robinson. Awkward one for him to deal with. Knock forward in the end, and Leinster will get the scrum. Owen Redden, I mean, if Isaac Boss hadn't been deemed to have sufficiently recovered from that concussion that he got against the Dragons last week, Redden would have been promoted to the bench, but as it stands, Boss is okay. And Joe Schmidt's been very loyal to players that he has deemed that have played well so far. It's been a feature. Like the likes of Donncha Ryan hasn't managed to get in either.
Absolutely, and he's sticking with players who take the field 100% fit and who have game time in their legs as well. So he doesn't stand on ceremony any nostalgic selections or any of that thing of that nature.
Luke Fitzgerald off, Darren Hudson in, and Aaron Dundon comes in for Strauss into the front row.
Shoulder out, blue loose head. Shoulder out. Crouch.
Still a good 22 minutes left to play in this one, and you feel that there's more tries coming, but Tuck it feeds.
Yeah, fine.
Macaulay Cook wastes no time getting on with it. And
hands out.
There for Jones. Pass to Scott Andrews. Did that go forward? It did. Well, the tight head is having a bit of a nightmare the last 10 minutes. And Cardiff, when they looked like they'd make a real game of this in the first half, it's been pretty poor in the second half. Trying to get their hands on it, get the penalty.
Calm down, calm down, calm down.
Bit of afters as well on the ground there.
Just take a second, take a second. Take a second. Player strap his feet.
Josh Navidi getting attention just off his picture, and I'm sure they're going to the corner here and try and set a bit of a maul. Tui Fua, he hasn't seen too much of the ball either in the second half.
Yeah.
Davis kicks into the corner. It's going to be a Cardiff line-out.
Free kick was for Feeding. Feeding. Let's have a quick word with Claudius calming down. 9 straight under your own man's feet. Sorry? No. I'll take a step back. Take a step back. Yeah.
So Dicey to throw. Cardiff again under pressure as soon as they hit the ground there. Leinster trying to drag them towards that touchline. Reece Ruddock being told to leave it. Having a bit of a scrap off the ball there, but there for Jones. Looks for Evans. Takes in the contact. They want quick ball here, and they have it as well. Davis, little dummy switch from him. Tries to get the pass edge of Fish. Fish breaks the first one. Oh, he's over Dan Fish. It is a Cardiff try. Well, they needed that, Ralph, because they were in danger of being absolutely annihilated in the second half. With 20 minutes left to go, are they going to repeat what they did in the first half and come back?
Well, it's amazing, isn't it? And all credit to Cardiff, and the two biggest thorns in Leinster's side tonight combine again. It's Davies at out half and Fish from full back. They're causing all the trouble for Leinster, and Fish gets in on this occasion. But credit to Cardiff for having a go. They go to the corner, got the reward. And Fish, he's looked really impressive tonight. There's no question about that. But
Shane Kirshner won't be happy with that tackle.
Well, it was soft defence against from Leinster when Cardiff ran at them, and that's one thing Matt O'Connor will not be happy with at all throughout the whole match tonight, is when Cardiff decided to go at them. At times Leinster have been soft in the tackle.
14 points the gap, this to make it 12. Started on the left, brought it back in nicely. 22 points to 34. Cardiff, well, they're going to fight all the way to the death here.
Well, there's still a quarter of the match to go, and Davies again causing the trouble here. Which you can see is that Mackin shot up on the outside, and it allowed the gap. And Really sloppy defending from the Leinster three-quarter line.
Tell you that Ian Madigan has come in, and Darren Hudson has gone off with a blood injury. Here is Madigan for his first touch of the ball. Pass wasn't great to Gopperth, but he's looking to launch that kick again high over the halfway line, which has got to come for it.
Step, captain.
It's Copeland has been pretty quiet in the second half after a brilliant first half. Jenkins. Darren Hudson still getting treatment on the sideline. Davis. Tuifua. Little step inside. Needs a bit of help now. Too many Leinster players in front of him. Jones to Davis again. Back towards Gavin Evans. He's allowed to get back on his feet. He wasn't held, says the referee. Jones trying to go through. There was no gap there, though. Mike McCarthy wasn't going to budge. Paulo. Fish strikes his fly half of the time being. Andrews.
Let's go, Luke. Use it.
Tuifua again. The step from him. Breaks the first tackle. And edging their way towards the 10-metre line. Still there for Cardiff, keeping that ball in hand. The quick pass had to be Macaulay Cook. There on the outside. Now Robinson back inside. Evans straight into Ian Madigan. Good strength from him. Madigan pushed out of the way there, and the crowd appreciate the efforts of Cardiff Blues, who managed to come from their own 22 all the way up over the halfway line. And they still have possession. Navidi now has to pick this one. Looks for Robinson. No room there. Ruck called by the referee. Jones to Davis again. Two players outside him. Davis is a handful to Evans, to Cook. Macaulay Cook just about held it right in front of us here. And a player on the ground for Cardiff, and the crowd are not happy about something. Didn't quite see Fish. Now Tuifua's numbers outside him. Andrews not the player you wanted in that position, but he did well to hang on to the ball. It's Davis who's down the fly half. And looked like he'd shipped a bit of a knock, but he's slowly back on his feet, still with possession and the home team.
Stay there.
Navidi ships it on. Christian Dacey. Jones. Davis now, okay to take that.
Thank you. Penalty advantage.
Penalty advantage is to Cardiff. So, first they can just go down to the corner from this one. Paulo can't hit the ground, penalty. And what do they do here? I thought about the quick one, but into the corner, Ralph, maybe, and try and set something up.
Yeah, well, it was Fish. Fish who was up immediately to get his hands on the ball to try and tap and go, but he's no happy to go to the corner that the referee checked him.
That's a brilliant kick as well.
Leinster under the cosh here again.
It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, we thought Cardiff were going to roll over and lie down, but yet back they come. And I suppose if you're Phil Davies, you're saying, why did they go to sleep for 10-15 minutes?
Well, this is it, like, and you know, I don't think they were ever going to lie down, but they gave away a couple of very soft scores to Leinster when Leinster really weren't in the second half at that point. But Leinster then had their 10 or 15 minutes.
Goal, guys, okay?
And Cardiff, well, they're doing the Houdini act again. They're coming back strong.
And you'd imagine now with Leinster's full strength, I mean, Cardiff will try and get this to the back line, but they've got to win the ball first, and they haven't done that. It's knock-on advantage to Leinster. They're going to try and come away with this one. Cohen did well.
Oh, he's done brilliantly there. He's got fantastic yardage there to get the pressure. What a poor kick from Gopperth. Should have taken a bit further advantage in that, and he acknowledges it to his pack.
Yeah.
But great work there from Conan, who really took that ball 2 metres from his own line, got to practically the 22 to set up what you would have thought was the perfect relieving kick. The execution wasn't great. So you can see it, sloppy ball here, but he takes it and he's going backwards. But he takes off, and only one way he was going, and that was straight and forward.
Cardiff have got to win their line out. Dickamidis. Evans, crash up the middle. He has Josh Navidi on his shoulder. So they will recycle possession here, Cardiff, and try and find a gap in the Leinster defence. So far, there's none there. It's third or fourth phase normally they've been most effective when Davis has had a little bit of room to run and use the backline outside. Here is Scott Andrews. Can he make amends for It was really his fault when Owen Redden went straight through. He was more interested in trying to lay out Jack O'Connell, but still there. Evans thought about the switch, but ended up just crashing into it. There's Jones. A couple of runners outside him. One of them is Paolo. Needs a bit of help. But did he lose that ball? He did. It's knocked forward.
What a knock on, and what a time to do it inside the Leinster 22 and having them under pressure. Cardiff, when they go wide, they're attacking certainly with more pace and verve than their Leinster counterparts, and causing all sorts of trouble. They're handling good in the second half, and players coming onto the ball with pace.
Brendan Mackin's gone off. Ian Madigan's gone to 12 and pushed Noel Reid outside to 13. So
stable platform.
Faces
guys,
into that Leinster back line.
Stand up.
Darren Hudson, of course, on the other wing.
Number 9. Time off ball.
So Lewis Jones making way, and Thomas Williams is going to come in. A bit of an injection that Cardiff need, but Jones did very well. Only 21 years of age, the scrum half, and good understanding with himself and Davis and how they wanted to play the game, attacking that gain line, quick ball as much as they can.
Stable platform, shoulders out, props.
And this is an area that Leinster have been on top for the majority of the game, bar 1 or 2 scrums, but they just want to get this one clear.
Bind. Sight.
Cardiff trying to put some pressure on. Leinster happy just to lock it out. It's good relieving kick, brings play to the halfway line. Robinson, well, he wants to get on with this one, but good chase there from Darren Hudson. You can stop him from doing that, and Cardiff will have the throw.
Well, a far better kick there from Goppert, finding touch inside the Cardiff half and relieving the pressure.
Dacey throws, went backwards. Robin Copeland awake to the danger there. Almost a knock on, did well to prevent it. Thomas Williams, first touch for him to Scott Andrews.
No, off your feet,
and Leinster off their feet there. Referee warning them. The crowd on the near side wanted a penalty. Here's Tui Fua. Incredible that he breaks every tackle.
Good 10, good.
And gets over that gain line, no matter who's in front of him. Cook. Again, Leinster trying to steal possession. Get their hands on it, and it's okay. Oh, that's brilliant. Didn't quite see who was there on the ground. Redden spots a bit of a gap, fishes to go back and chase this one. It's bounced awkwardly as well. He's under pressure here. Dan Fish can only just get rid of it. But the steal on the ground from Leinster, brilliant.
Excellent, and followed by an intelligent kick from Redden into that space in behind, keeping it in front of his pack. Net result is Leinster have to put into the line out now. But entitled to play it.
Did Jack O'Connell, I think, who got his hands on that ball.
Redden did the right thing there. There was no point in trying to go to midfield. The space was in behind, and it just forces Cardiff back. It gives them the opportunity with the throw in to launch a concerted attack and spend some time deep in the Cardiff danger area.
Michael Bent struggling a little bit, and just see Ty Furlong getting ready to come back in. They have Ed Byrne as well on the bench, but maybe it's a little bit too soon for him. Michael Bent back on his feet, but that's the last he's going to play. In fairness, he's lasted 70 minutes. That's
6 blue change.
Pretty good for a front row forward these days. And substitution from Cardiff as Luke Hamilton's getting ready to come in, and it's Macaulay Cook who's going to make way. So 10 minutes left to play at the Arms Park. Michael Bent, good day's work for him. Scrum has been good. He scored a try as well. Be happy with his lot overall.
He'll be delighted, and had a good game at loose head.
And first touch again for Furlong. Went forward for him. So Cardiff will get possession, another chance to try and close that gap.
Shoulder out one.
Pretty impressive, I say, when Jack O'Connell took that hit square in the jaw. He didn't even flinch. Would have laid out most people, I think.
Binds. Set.
Going down on this near side.
Just a
Scott
slip.
Andrews.
Yeah. Front rows, listen to me. I want you to crouch in your space. You do not go head on head. Okay? Understand? I don't think the gap's the issue. It's just your alignment. So go a bit more left.
Hey man.
Open your shoulder, loose head. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Williams given the nod to feed. Good strike by Dacey at the back with Copeland. Now the pressure comes though from Leinster, and it's good pressure in that scrum again. And they've managed to win ball. Well, it has to be a concern really for Phil Davis, the manner in which this Cardiff scrum has been just destroyed. The rubber kick through as well as a good one. Reid is after it, but Fish, as he has been all match, in the right place at the right time. I mean, he's been everywhere, hasn't he?
Absolutely, and could do very little with this really except put it out of play, although he had one little sneaky look, I think, to see could he have a go, and nothing on, so he had to knock it out of play. And Leinster, well, they're in a brilliant position now, territory again with the put in, and his own Redden makes way for Luke McGrath.
Yeah, a lot thought about Luke McGrath, Ireland under-20 captain, former Irish under-20 international captain there, and Tyke Furlong takes that. Wasn't expecting it. It was an overthrow from Aaron Dundon. Ball at the back. First touch for McGrath. And Leinster trying to come through Rhys Ruddock.
Stay there.
Really quick, the Leinster scrum half, but he gives the pass to Goppert. Ball in behind. Not a bad one to Hudson. Again, not sure if he was expecting that, but had to hit the deck now. And Cardiff managed to steal that ball.
20.
And Foyle in.
Don't know.
Yeah, struggling to get it back, but it is there for Leinster.
No.
Furlong calls for it. Drops the shoulder.
Hands out to.
Leinster go wide again. Better. Ruddock drifts across. Still going, Rhys Ruddock. Kirshner was outside him, but probably did the right thing just to set that ball up, and they can go again. Any kind of score now, and it's game over for Cardiff. McGrath once more. Goppert. Madigan had to pick that one off the ground. He did well. Tackled by Navidi. Needs to turn. He got turned on the wrong side there. Can he get it to the back?
Seven's good steal.
Oh, stolen. Navidi. Well, you can't run in there. You just saw Madigan the way he fell on the wrong side, and Cardiff trying to break from inside their 22. They're keeping him alive. Tuafua. There's an overlap here on the right now if they want to try and move this. Leinster getting numbers across. Away to the danger. Held up here. Cardiff struggling to hit the ground. Maul is called. Have they managed to steal it again, Leinster? Well, Cardiff get the benefit of the decision. No, they don't.
Maul.
Leinster scrum.
Well, fortunate perhaps for Leinster, but they get the decision. It keeps them with the territory. Bit of crossing there, perhaps. And referee not picking that up. You can see Tuafua.
Yeah.
He was concentrating on Noel Reid, but Mackin got outside. Or was it Madigan got outside him?
So he fell on the wrong side here and just couldn't turn. And Navidi using his experience to pin him down. Joe Schmidt going with the same starting 15 for England, Ralph. Now you're going into Twickenham for that game. A couple of calls that he could have made, but decided to stick one to try and trust in the guys that have done a job from so far.
Well, you know, I don't think there was any major changes he could have made, really, and you know, the players that might be pushing just didn't quite get enough game time coming back from injury, and some didn't play at all, so that took those decisions out of his remit. So you know, Ireland are in a good place going to Twickenham, there's no question, and you know, confidence will be high certainly, and there'll be some battle.
Should be an absolute cracker.
Binds. Set.
McGrath feeds. It's gone loose though. Came out the side, I think, and just punted clear. Williams was after this one. Kirshner goes back. And Luke McGrath to scramble possession and save some. Well, the intercept almost on for Gavin Evans, who made a big tackle on Noel Reid there.
3.
McGrath again, pass, not a particularly good one to Madigan. And Cardiff putting a bit of pressure on here. Rhys Ruddock needs the help of his pack. 5 minutes, 4.5 minutes left to go at the Arms Park. And if the Blues want to finish inside a bonus point, they need to score at least another try. Robinson, well, he took his eye off that. And he'll be annoyed with himself there. McGrath fires it back to Madigan. Straightens the line, gives the pass to Reid, ships it on again to Goppert. Kirshner tries to go on the outside.
Rock! He's through the gate, he's okay. Stay!
The tackle goes in. Still there for Leinster though. We'll keep this one in hand. Ruddock, who's had a pretty good game in the second half. After that, looked like a broken nose to Kevin McLaughlin towards the end of the first half, which took him out of his fanning. Hudson, try last weekend right at the death against the Dragons to get that bonus point, as I mentioned. McGrath once more keeps it alive. Ruddock.
7 blue!
Goppert's calling for this one.
No, get out!
Nice an interchange between those two. Madigan fires it out. Space on this right hand side now. Noel Reid, you know he's quick. Tries to dance on the outside. Tackle goes in from Tom Williams. And there for McGrath once more under pressure. Jimmy Goppert got the pass away. Had to be quick hands there. Leinster still with possession, but they've conceded a penalty. Cardiff are offside, and that should be that. Right in front of the post here. I mean, take your 3 points and make sure that they don't get the losing bonus.
Absolutely, and you know, run down the clock as well. Less than 3 minutes to go.
Offside, number 19.
Leinster will close this out, and it's been patchy, you'd have to say, from them, but at times very good, at times not great, particularly in defence. And Rhys Ruddock made a big difference in the second half, there's no question. Good decisions on the ball at all times. And young Jack Conan, well, he has had a fine game really, and for a young player to come in for a start, for his first pro start, has had an excellent evening. It's work, and he'll be thrilled with that. And of course, to get the try on top of it was fantastic.
Man of the match as well too, just been confirmed by the stadium official there, so he'll be delighted with that. I suppose with the injury to Sean O'Brien in the shoulder, we heard that there was an infection picked up as well after that operation, so he's definitely gone for the season. To have someone like Jack Conan coming through with Geordie Murphy as well, along with Jamie Heaslip, it's the ideal situation. And Rhys Ruddock, who you just mentioned, has had a great second half. But the 3 points to absolutely make sure of the victory. Well, the try would still give them the losing bonus point. They've only got 90 seconds left to get it. Moment of magic needed, you feel, from the likes of Davis here or from Dan Fish. They need to get possession though, and they have it. That's not a bad kick. Well, look at this. It's not quite over just yet. The dummy on the show from Gavin Evans. Thomas Williams. Taken up this time by Luke Hamilton. Come on from Macaulay Cook. With 20 minutes left to go, but he's been fairly anonymous since then. Now, Tui Fu, I should have given that pass a little bit earlier. But it's made its way out on the outside, and it's the danger man Fish. Did it go forward? Whistle's gone. Knock on, says the referee. And a little bit of help from the touch judge there, I think, on the outside. So that should be that, really. Cardiff aren't going to win this scrum against the Head. They could barely win their own scrum for most of the match. But you think Matt O'Connor, I mean, considering you said, if you count Jonathan, I mean, 14 Leinster players in that Ireland squad, it's a lot to take out, and they've done a job here.
Absolutely, and there's no question. There's you know, a job being done, building strength in the squad, and that'll stand to them, of course, in Europe particularly. And but you know, there'll be still some areas that he won't be happy with, and even if they're new to the team or new to the starting 15, he'll expect better performance.
Shoulder, loose head, crouch, bind, set.
We've gone the 80 minutes. Anytime the ball goes dead, that will be that. Leinster have their 4 tries already. McGrath's going to have one more go. And a dangerous pass on the outside. Robinson, you can see, was lining up to go for the interception there, but have they managed to steal that ball? I think they have, you know. So maybe they will get one more chance. Thomas Williams, got to keep it alive. Hamilton needs support, he's isolated there on his own, but Tuifu goes in to act and just clean up possession. Fish, no room to go. He really is one to watch out for, Dan Fish. You can see why Davis is so excited about him. And Lee Halfpenny, he hasn't had his greatest season, both for Wales and for Cardiff. Starting, of course, tomorrow against France, but Dan Fish, if he keeps playing like this, I wonder, can he force the hand of Davis? Lee Halfpenny's goal kicking is such a massive advantage, of course, but if Reece Paschal comes in, you never know. Here he is again. Ball back inside to Tuifu, it runs into a brick wall. Little show there, Christian Dacey.
19 white, move!
Davis needs to hang on to that ball. To Williams. Pick and go again. Hamilton over the halfway line. Well, still have possession, Cardiff. Got to stay away from that touchline though. Dicamidas. Penalty.
Yep.
Quick tap and go from Thomas Williams. Well, as I mentioned, if they get a converted try, or even a try without the conversion, will put them within 7 points. Paolo, pass to nobody in particular. The Cardiff still have possession.
Ball's out.
Ball is out. Leinster have it. That should be that. Well, after all that good work,
Hey, easy.
they're still going to play on. Little chip and chase this time from Kirshner. Good bounce kindly for Hudson. Oh, he's picked it up. Beautiful piece of skill. Really awkward because he was running almost at full tilt and
Stay there.
half lost his footing as he went down for that one. Leinster with a chance here. Ruddock. Little grubber kick through is from Reid. Towards that touchline. Dangerous looking bounce as well. Williams, well, he's gone out. That will be that. We've well gone the 80 minutes now. The final whistle goes from Andrew McMenemy. Leinster get the job done. They have the bonus point win here at the Orange Park. Cardiff well and truly outplayed. 22-34. Leinster with the win, and they're back on top of the table.